And now for the big one. Nintendo came out. Or Nintendo's... The day I'm recording this, Nintendo has just finished their presentation. It was more of a direct. It was more of like a 23-minute direct. 24-minute direct. They had a trailer. They showed off like FIFA, Splatoon 2, ARMS, and Rocket League. It was like a little trailer for like summer games coming out and stuff like that. It was cool. Splatoon 2 is coming out in a month, so right off the bat I knew nothing was coming out for that. I mean, ARMS is coming out in like a couple days. It's coming out Friday. Probably already came out by the time this is going live. But yeah, I didn't really expect much from that, even though I did say that in the predictions. But I changed my mind afterwards. Then they started off. They had Reggie come out and he was talking like he seemed like the way they presented Reggie in it was very well. He did a really well job, he did a good job. And then they kicked it off with Xenoblade 2. It looks really cool. The girl in it, I believe they named her Pyra. She is connected to the sword somehow that the boy uses. Or that the main protagonist uses. She's connected to it somehow. And you could also see that in the story trailer. Because at one point, the blade, the sword that the main character is using, gets hit. Yeah, in the cutscene. And once the blade gets hit and like knocked out a little bit, Pyra goes down too, like immediately after, even though she was untouched. So maybe she's connected to the blade somehow, which would be interesting, and it makes it for a good plot. Afterwards, they had Kirby 2000, which is coming out in 2018. It's another 2D Kirby game. Kind of like Kirby Return to Dreamland a bit. You could use like Kirby sends out like a heart, and you could take someone else, like take computer players with you if you don't have like 4 players to play it with. It looks interesting and fun. Then they went into Pokken and Pokemon. They didn't talk much about Pokken because of last week they had the same the direct about it. But it looks interesting. And then they did sneak in that there is a Pokken game. It looks like it might be Gen 8. They had that set for the Switch. They have not released any trailer for it. They just confirmed that it was in the works. So that was good. It also takes back like all the people who were like all up in arms about it, like, oh no, Pokemon Stars and stuff like that, even though that was all fan made and none of it was actually confirmed by Nintendo. So good job, all you haters out there and stuff. And then the big one, I still cannot get over this. It was like this big empty space and then Metroid symbol, Metroid Prime 4. I still cannot get over that. I was all up in arms about it. I think I lost my breath for a second when I first was watching it. I wish I had like a live reaction or something like that. I lost my breath during that. It was so good. And then they died it down with Fire Emblem Warriors. Don't get me wrong, it looks fun, but everyone was from Fates or Awakening, except for Marth, so it didn't really set... Like I said, I played Awakening, I played a little bit of Fates. I didn't like it as much as the older games. I kind of wish they had other characters in it. So it was alright. After that, they showed off a new Yoshi game. It looked like Yoshi's Woolly World at first, or at least has the same gameplay mechanics and style music and everything. But it wasn't Yarn, so it's like Yoshi's World Switch, whatever. It's coming out in 2018. They didn't actually have a title for that or Kirby. They just said Kirby and then Yoshi. And then they went into a little bit of Skyrim Zelda, but they didn't go into the new Mario Rabbids crossover. They didn't go into too much detail about that, which is a good thing, because they already announced that in the Bethesda conference and the Ubisoft conference. So, because of that, they kind of just like brush that aside, put that in there, brush it aside. Pretty good. It was good. It was easy, quick, done. Breath of the Wild, they announced DLC Pack 1 and a bunch of new amiibo, which looks really cool. So there's like a ton of amiibo coming out. And then they had Mario Odyssey. That looked interesting because at first it was like a T-Rex. Like at first it was just like a big open field, and I'm like, oh, Mario Odyssey. And then there's the T-Rex, and I'm like, that's not Mario Odyssey, that's Monster Hunter. And then they showed Mario's cap, and I'm like, wait, what? And it was just like, it was so bizarre. It's like Mario could take the form of like other like everything pretty much. Like there was like a stock market person or whatever, businessman. Mario threw his hat, and then he was able to control that guy. He was able to control a taxi, dinosaur, you name it. Change clothes. There was Bowser. I'm kind of hoping Waluigi is in it somehow, or they incorporate him into it. And then they had really, really good music. I'll probably put a link in the description here to a link of the music that they put in. It was phenomenal. And they had Pauline. They snuck Pauline in there. She's apparently the mayor, based on like the treehouse and stuff like that. And it looks like there's like regular coins like that you'll see in every Mario game, and then there's like special coins that you'll only see in like each world that you're in. So that's really cool. And then after that, it's open world. There's a lot of collectibles, so I believe every 100 purple things, every 100 purple coins, you collect a moon piece. And I believe the moon pieces are like the big collectibles in it. So that's really cool. And then Nintendo completely snuck this in at the very end. They snuck in a new 2D Metroid game for the 3DS. It was really clever of them to do that, and it kept me watching for longer, but then I came back here to record after. So that was really cool. It was really well done, clever of them to sneak it in. But that was Nintendo's conference or direct, and that was E3. Overall, based on the length of this video, you could probably tell which conference I think won. Yeah, Nintendo kind of took the lead for me. They had the shortest conference, but the best. It was really solid, really well done. It was games, and then they were going with the treehouse. They were showing all this footage and everything. They're having the tournaments. Nintendo knows what they're doing. Their marketing team is on point with everything. So for Nintendo, A. If not A minus. A minus only because length. Otherwise, it was really good. That's it for my E3 coverages, though, or at least thoughts and little discussion. So join me later on probably next week, week after, whenever I can get the videos up. For Pokemon Leaf Green. Finale's almost here. Get hyped. See you guys then.